I got a chance to talk to Johan Clerhage from Evil Astronaut, an electronic duo kind of art post-rock outfit out of Gothenburg, Sweden. And cool dude. And after some trouble getting connected up, about 15 minutes of frustration with both Zoom and IG Live, we were able to make it happen. And maybe it was the transatlantic thing, I'm not sure. But I hope you enjoy it. Right, Lucy? Old girl. Come on, Lucy. Lucy. Yeah, that was something else, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it was. So unpredictable always.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just crazy.
Mm.
And so what I was explaining to the people, it was funny too, because I went on IG and then about 4 people popped up, and I was just saying,
Oh,
well,
nice.
we're having an issue of getting Johan on. How do you say your
Yeah.
last name? Clerhage?
Clerhage.
Oh, Clerhage. Okay.
Clerhage. Yeah. Yeah. That's the one.
That almost has a little bit of a. I'm Dutch,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
I don't have any accent anymore, but I speak a beetje, a little bit of Dutch, but
Mm.
so anyways, you're from Gothenburg, Sweden, which you said was on the west side, I think you said.
Yeah. West Coast. Yeah.
On the west coast. And as we were waiting through all this technical issues, I was listening to a lot of your music, from Daylight Saving Time to Terminal to Orbit Berlin and Seasons. And
Mm.
and as I was saying to you, and then we had all the weird stuff happening,
Yeah.
that I just feel like the kind of glue that holds your sound together, besides other elements too, but your voice, I really like your voice a great deal.
Thank you.
When I get submissions to the blog, um,
Mm.
uh, probably the number in the top 5, when any blogger listens to any submission or any new art form, musical art form that they haven't heard, obviously the
Mm.
voice is one of the key elements.
Mm.
I get a lot of submissions where the musicality is really good. The song's not that bad, but if you don't connect with the voice, you
No.
know, it's a little bit of an uphill battle. There are bands that I'll listen to more frequently, and you'll kind of start to appreciate the voice.
Mm.
But from the very get-go, I really liked your voice and the way you construct your melodies. You do, and as I was listening, being forced to listen because we had all these wacky computer issues. I think I figured out what I hear that makes me think of Radiohead a little bit. I was talking to you earlier saying that you guys don't sound like Radiohead, but there was something, and I think it might be that you may have a similar kind of bounce to your melodies that Tom York does, where he will sustain in odd places, or he'll
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
sustain in the middle of a lyric, or he'll kind of do things that are a little bit different. And I think that might be what I hear, because your voice is very beautiful, and you will sustain, and also there's a somber quality to your music. There's a sadness, right? To me,
Mm.
I hear that kind of sad core sound. I'm a music aficionado that really likes sad music. It makes me happy for
Oh,
some
nice.
reason.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. So you were saying that I know you're the lead singer, and we had so much going on with the problems. I don't remember if you mentioned the instruments you play, but I assume guitar. Am I
Yeah.
right in that assumption? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. it's the primary guitar. That's my go-to instrument.
Okay.
So yeah,
and
always has.
And your I'm trying to look at the review to find out the name of your partner in crime over there.
Marcus Andersson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for some reason
Yeah.
I don't know if it was in the article, but and so I'm assuming he plays the synthesizers and keys and all that, and
yeah, kind of he's more of a keys player, keyboardist, and he's got a good eye for all synths. So
yeah. And so, do you use any programming in your do you do live performances, or is it strictly a recording project?
It's kind of we use Ableton Live for some parts, but we kind of like to make. We always think that if it's a good song, you can play it in many different ways.
Sure, that's true.
So we're filming Daylight Saving Time as an acoustic now on Sunday for our next release. Yeah,
awesome.
With the and Beata is also a singer who's doing some backing vocals to get this more feminine kind of vibe in there, which is beautiful.
I'm really interested to hear that after hearing the.
Yeah, I'll send you.
Yeah, so when you get the video, that's really I love to hear different versions of songs, and especially kind of more live or acoustic. I've seen. I don't have any problem with when I see a live band or duo, and they have their computer up there and they're just playing to backing beats and things like that. As long as the music is good, you know, I don't care. I know there's some purists out there who say no, everything has to be exactly live or whatever. I don't agree. And I think doing what you guys are doing, you know, if you are going to be doing that in live settings, you know, it's quite brilliant, because you can play in little coffee houses and you can play in any kind of size and have the computer up there. Yeah.
You get so much more venues and stuff. And then again, it's very interesting to do. We did our first live performance, and we kind of got a group of, I think we were 6 or 7 people, and we kind of combined. We had a live drummer with the drum machines mixed up, and it was really cool because you can build kind of a lot of
that is awesome. I'm a drummer, and
okay, cool.
I'm a drummer and a guitarist, and I play with the keys a little bit, but that is just, I love seeing bands that, you know, that when you can incorporate a real drum kit or whatever size kit, and they can play off beats, the pre-programmed beats, and that's super fun for a drummer too, because you can do more trap things, you know, emphasis on the hi-hat, and it's just a very evocative sound. It's especially for your music, because your music is very kind of spatial and very dreamy and atmospheric. You know, you're creating, you know, you guys are creating like a lot of atmosphere in the music. So are you the primary writer as far as the lyrics and everything, or I assume, or? Yeah.
Lyrics and songs. Yeah.
I just spoke to Jason Grishkoff, who runs Submit Hub.
Oh, cool.
And I did a long interview with him. It's up on my on American Pancake Facebook. We spoke for about an hour and 20 minutes, and we talked about the pandemic and how it's been affecting life in South Africa. He lives in South Africa, and how it's affected the indie community and their ability not to play gigs and not to make money, because, you know, most bands these days, you're making very little money on Spotify, but you're making money playing a gig here or there. How has the pandemic affected Sweden? Has Sweden been under lockdown or anything, or?
Sweden's been kind of handling it differently, I believe. A lot of people think so, at least from the outside. But yeah, it hasn't been a real lockdown as in other countries.
Well, that's better for your economy.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But it's been more like guidelines for us to stick to, and it works. I kind of. It's a bit too early to say what if it's a good or bad thing. I think so, but it's been affecting as in musicians and creatives have been suffering a lot, and there's a lot of friends, you have to. Yeah, I'm going back to school tomorrow. It's been because you need some income and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of that life-turning moments in this apocalyptic thing we're in. So there's a lot of like thoughts, and that's pretty much this daylight saving time lyric is there are some like thoughts on being stuck from the pandemic, of course. Yeah, it's big. Like at the same time, it's a very creative kind of time, because you get all this
angst.
Yeah, you can kind of meet and have a chat with people and come up with new projects and kind of work with stuff that you haven't touched for a long time, and so it's kind of productive in some weird way, I believe.
I know what you mean. It forces you to kind of in scramble mode. So many people now are having to make, and myself, all of a sudden you're shifting, to like a gig economy or a freelance economy, and trying to make a few pennies here, a few pennies there, because people aren't working at their regular pace. It's nice to hear that you guys haven't had to completely shut down or lock down, because in America and in California where I live, the restaurant industry has been like decimated. I mean, it's just places going out of business, and so since you guys are not exactly locking down, but you're still probably wearing masks and doing the proper guidelines, but still having more free movement, do people still perform at clubs, or is that kind of not too soon?
They kind of just changed a law that said there could be only like 50 people, I believe, anywhere, and you need to have like 2 meters apart, and they changed that now till 500 people, or they are going to change it, but then you need like chairs with numbers on them, and you need to have 2 meters apart or 1.5 meters apart. So they're trying to find a way so we can kind of live through this pandemic and keep the culture alive, because it's it's been the culture's been it's been kind of dead, or at least way all concerts have been cancelled, and so it's so that I don't know, perhaps it will change. And then you had all these like live concerts showing up on Instagram and live streams and such, and then kind of got too much. It's everywhere.
I agree with you. When all the videos started popping up where people were playing from different places together, I got so tired of that. I was just like, I don't want to see that anymore. I don't know why it bothered me so much, but it just, there's
Mm.
something kind of false about it. I don't know. And also with the latency issues, I'm sure people weren't actually playing together. They were, you know, sending the recordings and playing and then editing it together. But I just find this, I have this strong desire just to like go to a little, you know, place and see somebody play live, and I can't, you know. So it's just, yeah,
That's a dream.
it is
Dream, yeah.
just a
I
dream to
really
like sit
miss that.
down and have a beer with
Yeah,
somebody, you know, and just like normal.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
speaking of cultures, you know, in Sweden,
Mm.
just like in Japan, in Japan, they didn't have lockdowns or government. Um, the government wasn't making people do things. They just made suggestions, because in Japan and in other parts of the world, people will listen. You know, they're more conscientious
Mm.
and empathetic and whatever. But in America, people are just defiant. You know, it's like if you don't make a law, people will just do what they want. Even when there's a law, people will congregate. Everybody goes to the beach, whatever. And
Mm.
there was just a concert. I forget what band, and um, it was it was kind of an oldies band, but
Mm.
they just had a concert somewhere, and then they've already been tying um, COVID infections to that one concert because people have been getting sick.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
America's weird. You know, people just want to do what they want to do. Um,
Well, can I
but
get a more? Uh, we yeah. I don't know. It's I don't. I believe kind of the belief that the Swedish people or listens to the, you know, and kind of just follows the guidelines is something that's been spreading, I think, or I've heard and read about it. But
but
you
it's
know,
not true.
everyone seems to get a bit. Everyone seems to get a bit tired of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's falling more and more. Like okay, whatever. I can hug my grandma, or you know,
Right.
it's more. Let's have a dinner.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
one's there. Yeah.
Life is fatal anyways. You know, you're gonna have to.
Yeah. Yeah. But then
Unfortunately,
it's worth it.
once you're born, you start dying. So,
Mm.
um, not to be so depressed, but I look forward to yeah, when you guys shoot the video or whatever, and
Mm.
send it off to me.
Yeah.
Send it to my email, and I'll be sure and
Yeah.
do a post about it.
Yeah. You have the. There's another single coming out soon as well, so I'll send them to you as well. Of course,
Cool,
you
cool.
need to hear the follow up.
Yeah,
So
I'd love that. I hope that the review did you a little bit of, you know,
yeah, it
good
was
and
beautiful. Thank you so much. That
oh,
was really nice. I'm really happy about it.
oh,
And
thank
like
you.
the best review we have gotten. So, yeah, we celebrated it.
Oh,
It was,
you celebrated even through the pandemic. That's good.
yeah. We still got the music studio.
Yeah, there you go. And so I look forward to that. Especially you said you had a female singer in the mix with the video and everything. I love seeing that difference and whatnot. And I'm glad we had a chance to meet and chat a little bit, even though it was a real bitch
Yeah,
to make it happen.
no, definitely. Yeah, really
I was
nice.
almost going to give up, and then because I
Mm.
thought it was my computer, but now I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened.
We, yeah, me neither. God knows. But now we fixed it.
That's good. That's good.
Mm.
So I will keep in touch with you. You keep in touch with me. And
Yeah, definitely.
I appreciate you going through this battle so we could kind of talk about your music a little bit.
Of course.
And look forward to
I'd love to.
Yeah, I look forward to delving more into your sounds. Like I said, those 4 or 5 songs I listened to while I was waiting, they felt, I don't know if they were from an EP. In fact, I can look, but they felt
Yeah,
like,
it's from no,
yeah.
Mara. Mara
Oh,
EP. Yeah,
awesome.
so first things.
And what I'll start doing
Yours.
too, I have a weekly podcast that I do on Boogaloo Radio out of London. Uh, the
Hmm?
the Boogaloo Radio is out of London. Obviously, I do it from California, but I send them a weekly 2-hour radio show. And what I'm going to do is take little excerpts out of this
Hmm?
uh, chat, and then I'm going to play it with your song. Probably 2 of your songs. I like to play 2 of them, and then I'll hopefully that'll kind of get you on Boogaloo Radio. It's a very interesting platform they have over there. They basically are 24-hour a day radio station, and it all emanates from a pub in London.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they've been doing it since 2018. Because it's a pub, they've had some, bigwig celebrities stop by, and then they'll right there they'll do interviews with them and this and that. And they contacted me about doing a little 2-hour a week thing on there. Unfortunately, Pacific Standard Time, my show's on it from 4 to 6 p.m. on Mondays. East Coast, New York, all that. 7 to 9, but in London it's on from midnight to 2 in the morning. So I'm sure that would be about the same time for you. So it's like a horrible time. Like everybody's asleep.
So listen.
Yeah.
Will you send me the link?
Yeah, I will send you the link. I'll send it to you. It should be on next Monday, but I'll send you a reminder. Okay, Johan, right? I'm pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah, yeah.
A pleasure to meet you, and I'm glad we worked this out, and take care.
Yeah, you too.
And we'll see you later.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.